Yo, what is up guys? My name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality, and you're watching episode 9 of a series I like to call Game Winning Jank. Let's get into it. Welcome back folks, welcome back to the channel, thank you for dropping by and your ongoing support. You're watching episode 9 of Game Winning Jank, a series here on the EDH Brutality YouTube channel which we showcase 3 janky ways to catapult your next match at Friday Night Magic. It should be noted all synergies displayed in today's video are in no particular order, so if you'd like to jump around, feel free to do so as timestamps will be provided down in the description below. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. To kick things off today, we have a 2-card instant speed combo involving Orzhov colors, starting off with Beacon of Immortality. For 5 colors and 1 white mana, this instant speed spell states: double target player's life total, shuffle Beacon of Immortality into its owner's library. Well, paired with a False Cure, we're able to take out a single opponent at the table, as False Cure is a 2 black mana instant speed spell that reads: until end of turn, whenever a player gains life, that player loses 2 life for each 1 life he or she gained. A pretty saucy way to eliminate a single target opponent from the table, as not only are you giving them hope of gaining double life, but you are able to drain them for twice the amount of life that they just gained. Coming in at the number 2 spot today, we quite possibly have the most devastating combo of today's video. With the commander Emil the Blessed, this 2 colors and 2 white legendary creature unicorn reads: pay 3 colors mana to exile another target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield on your control, you may pay 1 green or white mana. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it's unicorn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it instead. Well, if this is paired with a Workhorse, a 6 colorless mana artifact creature that reads: Workhorse comes into play with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Workhorse to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source. Now, of course, this will enable the Emil and Workhorse player to remove +3 counters from Workhorse to pay for Emil's ability to exile it from the battlefield. This will allow Workhorse to flicker in and out of the battlefield, causing infinite enter the battlefield and leave the battlefield triggers. Well, you can only go up from here, because if we pair it with, let's say, an Altar of the Brood, a 1 colorless artifact spell that reads: whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard, allowing us to become a mill deck in mono whites. Or if paired with a Cathar's Crusade, for 3 colors and 2 white mana, this enchantment spell reads: whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, making our army infinitely large. And of course, there are many other ways to abuse infinite enter the battlefield triggers thanks to Emil and Workhorse, but those will be the ones we'll be displaying today. It's a pretty simple combo for any Emil player out there, especially given Workhorse is colorless. I highly recommend it and would not overlook this synergy. And finally, with that said, we can get into our final combo of the day, and truthfully, this is the most fun, and it is the jankiest. Starting off, we have Drooling Ogre. Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Drooling Ogre is a 1 colorless and 1 red 3/3 ogre creature that reads: whenever a player plays an artifact spell, that player gains control of Drooling Ogre. And what's nice about this combo is we don't need to wait to play the Drooling Ogre, which means as long as it's alive and on board, we'll have more mana to cast the rest of the cards incorporated in this synergy. And what cards are those exactly? Starting off with Mirror Weave. For 2 colors and 2 white or blue mana, this instant speed spell reads: each other creature becomes a copy of target non-legendary creature until end of turn. So essentially what we're doing here is making all creatures on board into Drooling Ogres, and this effect will only become better if played later in the game when the board states are running rampant. And this will allow us to play a card I never thought I would have a use for in the game of Magic the Gathering. We've got Darksteel Relic for 0 colorless mana. This artifact spell reads, Darksteel Relic is indestructible. And that's it.
In all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
But it works because as soon as we play an artifact, once again, Drooling Ogre reads, whenever a player plays an artifact spell, that player gains control of Drooling Ogre. So what this will allow us to do is gain control of everybody's creatures, which are temporarily turned into Drooling Ogres until end of turn. Which is really neat because once the Mirror Weave effect wears off at end of turn, we'll still gain control of those creatures, but they'll revert back to their original forms. And I don't know about you, but if we already have that Drooling Ogre on board, 4 mana to gain control of everybody's creatures permanently at the table is a pretty good deal. And with that, we will conclude today's episode of Game Winning Jank. If you liked what you saw in today's episode, or would like to see some specific synergy or combo in the next episode, feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below. And as always, if you want to stay tuned for future videos here on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. So, said, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality. I thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.